Back here with our little house, mini lodge, whatever you want to call it. Just basically needed more room, right? So today you'll notice I have some new armor. I went ahead and farmed some deer off camera, upgraded to leather armor. But other than that, everything's the same. I'll go over a few of the things that I've done to get ready. We are going to fight our first boss today. So the first thing I did is I made some more arrows. Um, Fighting the first boss, a lot of times, before you learn a lot of the mechanics for the melee fighting, it can be a lot easier for you to defeat harder enemies by keeping them at ranged and shooting with the bow. The wood arrows are extremely cheap to make. They are only 22 damage versus the flint arrows, which are 27, but those require feathers and flint versus just straight wood, which is super easy to get. Get our buff. We got our buff up at 11 minutes. Perfect. All repaired. Let's go ahead and get our buffs going. The one thing you do need for the first boss is 2 deer trophies. That will allow you to summon him, since he is the deer god. And we got all that information from before. This is his pillar. We interacted with that, and it gave us the waypoint, which is this guy right here. So we're going to head basically straight south, as you can see on the mini-map there. And if you want, you can use the 2 buttons next to M on the keyboard, the alligator mouth icons there, and you can zoom out or in on your map. Now, feel free to fight this boss melee if you want, but he does have some pretty hard-hitting abilities. Also, word of warning, do not build near the spawn point. The bosses in general can knock down trees and buildings and stuff pretty easy, so it would make it a little easier if you were to log out, you know, like say 3, probably about those trees there around, but you don't have to. Alright, so here we are. I'm going to go ahead and kill this boar. Just in case the fight goes over here, I don't need an extra creature trying to attack me, and they sometimes get aggressive. So here we go. Just double check. We've got our buffs. And we're ready to go. We have to put this on our bar. We're going to hit 6. There we go. Let's get back a little ways. Make sure we're not standing right next to them. And normally they'll show up where all the effects are going to be gathered. There he is. That's Eikthyr, I think his name is. It's a giant stag, but I'm not doing the best with the bow. Oop, see, he just got me. He's got an AoE cone attack, and I'm going to make sure I stay away. He also does a slam. That's why I suggest don't fight him in melee if you can help it. And I'm getting stuck on trees. Maybe he'll get stuck on trees. I think he can knock down the trees if he does his attack near them. So I'm just going to keep kiting him. Oh, that's got some good range on it. Be careful of that. But if you have all your buffs up, you can take a few hits as long as you don't get smacked like that. Of course, I'm doing that for demonstration purposes, not because I didn't dodge well. Get this guy out of here. And he's right behind me, isn't he? Yep. Whew. I think those trees just saved me. Alright, we'll get the bow back out. Don't really want to fight him in melee. Now, there is something you can do to alleviate damage. If you've played some other games, there's something called iframes, and they stand for invincibility frames. And that's, in a lot of games, that is the... Yeah, there. I think I was out of range anyway. It gives you a couple frames to avoid damage, and I didn't do it fast enough. I honestly don't like the dodge mechanics in this game. They're a little clunky with having to hit right-click and space at the same time. To me, it's just be nice if we could bind it to one key, but you can dodge to basically become immune to all damage if you do it right, even if the hitbox hits you. So let's see, is he going to swing at me? If I can time this right. There, you see there? That should have definitely hit me, but I dodged it. Careful, it does use up your stamina. Keep kiting him. And you get to level your bows a little bit too. But I mean, we're doing a whopping 8 to 12 damage. Oh, there's 14. You'll do more damage if you hold it hold the trigger when you're charging up the bow. But honestly, when you're trying to kite, sometimes you don't have but just a couple seconds. No touchy. Oh, there goes my first bow. It's broke. You gonna try to hit me? No. Alright, second bow. Good thing I made two. Otherwise, I'd be forced to melee him. Not that it can't be done, but it's much easier if you use a bow. Actually, you know what? Let's get our buffs going. They're falling off. Oh, getting tagged. Can we block this? A little bit. Let's finish him off. Oh, get over here. There we go. So that should be dinner. And unfortunately, this, and I don't have the torch on me. Unfortunately, this ended at night. So we got the trophy, as you see there. This guy will probably tell me what I need to do with it. Return to the sacrificial stones with your forsaken trophy and offer it as a sacrifice to make the gods smile upon you. Alright, cool. Alright, there's that beautiful sky. Can I make... Here we go. Let's get a torch so we can see a little better. That's not what I clicked on, apparently. There we go. Alright, so this is the main area. This is one of the reasons why we built here. It's just handy for later down the road. So we've got all these statues, but we know this was the first guy here. So we're going to go ahead and hang his head up. And then we get the ability to get his buff. And it just reduces the stamina usage of your jump and your running by 60%. Very handy. So let's go ahead and activate that ability. Now you see down there next to my health bar, there's the picture of what buff we have. And you press F to activate it. It's pretty slick. Go ahead and do that. Neat thing with the buffs is you can actually buff your teammates if they're close. So each person could have like a different ability. So these buffs, they run for 5 minutes and they have a 20-minute cooldown. You can see up there at the top, right here, it's counting down. Now if you notice, if I sprint, my sprint bar is going down much slower than it was before. It can be handy for when you have to run long distances across the map, if you're just out exploring, or if you get into a sticky situation and you need to run, and say you know you're gonna be aggroing like say a troll or something big, go ahead and pop that and you can run away without having to worry about running out of stamina and dying possibly. So let's see what this guy says. So he's just telling us that our next target is going to be in the Black Forest. So that's where we're going next. We're going to be going exploring and finding some dungeons. Hopefully need to go get some more and some dungeons done. So we'll be doing that in the next video. Go ahead and like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.